Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am the Grand Cat and today we have a rather strange unboxing video, as you may have already been able to tell. It has already been unboxed. And that is because this is a Figma Goblin Slayer figure that came from China. Now the typical Figma Goblin Slayer figure is around about the 100 Great British Pounds mark. This one I believe I got for, I want to say 20? And it came from China. It arrived with no problems, which really surprised me. I expected it to be, caught up in customs or whatever. But no, it just arrived. And this is very, very interesting. So, a lot of people think, well, if it comes from China and it's, a fifth of the price of what it should be, then it's almost certainly fake. And I am here to tell you that this is not a fake. This is, in fact, a very, very real Figma. All of the parts are Figma. This elbow joint here is a little bit pernickety, but what this is Figma figures are made in China, and then they are sold in Japan, of course. And Figma have a very, very strict regulation. So when something comes through, if it doesn't meet up to the Figma standards, then it is, it is basically destroyed. It is, sent away to be trashed. And what some of these people in China do is they take some of these figures that are meant to be trashed and see if they can repair them or fix them and use other Figma joints. As you can see here, it even has a little part here on the head for the rotation of the little head tail part. And yeah, it is, for all intents and purposes, a real Figma figure. It's not hollow, it is fully solid. The paintwork is not being done by hand. This is fully factory painted. The joints are absolutely perfect. You can hear them clicking into place. Those are official Figma joints. This part here is one of the few problems. That the little toe pivot here, if it would focus on it, is very, very loose and does move. It's very, very much refusal to show, but yeah, that moves far too easily. The other one is completely fine, but it's just the little pin on that one is a little bit loose. But other than that, this is, for all intents and purposes, just a perfect Figma. It doesn't come with a box, of course, because it only gets the box if it is met quality control. And he does come with his sword, and the sword is completely perfectly fine as well. It has all of the markings on it that you can see. There is no lack of quality here at all. The shield is, of course, exactly the same as it is. It is 100% completely perfect, and it also comes with this, and this is also sealed. Now you'll notice here that it doesn't have the Figma logo on here. That is because it didn't meet the qualifier. Because it didn't pass the quality check, it is not considered an official Figma, but the rest of this completely is. Another part here is on actual Figmas. This bit here that you can see in the middle there, that is air pockets, and official Figmas don't have those. This is another possible reason that this is something that failed quality control, and that is why we have it here, because these shouldn't have the air pockets. But I mean, we're getting it for a fifth of the price at least, because even finding the Goblin Slayer figure for less than 100 is a difficult task. So yeah, so this is very, very cool. Of course, whenever you're ordering from China, you always have to be very wary of what you're doing. Always take and consider precautions where you can. There are going to be fakes out there. There are going to be ones that aren't quite as good, but this one absolutely works. This here is another Figma joint. It doesn't move or anything. This is just for clipping in and gives you that little bit there. So I think this should be able to slot on there, and then that just gives you a little bit of added extension to your little part. Now I'm probably not going to use this, if I'm honest, because I think he stands fairly fine by himself. It also gives you one additional Figma joint here. So if anything does break or whatever, then you have one replacement peg here, which is a little bit difficult to move because it is so small. But say, for example, the elbow joint or the knee joint didn't work as it's supposed to, then that is easily removable. This here is your little Figma stand, which is perfect for keeping hold of all of your alternative hands. So we are going to use this one to have Goblin Slayer grip his sword, and he does also come with his club, which is somewhere. It did arrive, so I have it somewhere. I just realised that I don't have it with me while I'm doing the recording and review. So I must have put it somewhere. One of these things that, you know, I've put it somewhere, you know, like make sure to keep this nice and safe so that when you do the review, you'll know exactly where you put it. And I've completely forgotten where I put it. So there we are, there's the little grip hand. And we are going to put the little Gladys sword. I think it's a Gladys at least, if my memory of Soul Calibur does me well. And there we go. There. It is absolutely lovely. Rotate the sword around. Done something a little bit wrong here. Right, so if we do that, and we do that, Figmas are strange beasts. But there we go. And raise the shield up a little bit. The shoulders do get in the way of the shield just a tiny bit, but there we are, something like that. And you have a fighting stance for Goblin Slayer, which is very, very cool to see. And of course, this hand can also just fit on here, or it should. As you can see, sometimes these don't work exactly as planned, which is why sometimes they are considered to not be up to scratch to Figma quality. But there we go. I think it's very, very cool. He's got all of his articulation that you could expect to have from Figma. Let me see if we can get him into a mildly cooler pose. Maybe something like that. I think I saw something like that. Or no, maybe he was doing something like this. Maybe if I do this a bit more, except he's leaning a bit too far back. Okay, how about if we extend this leg out and we put this leg in, then that gives us a little bit more freedom. Or how about if we just have him do something like this? And oh my goodness, I have messed this entire thing up because now he doesn't stand. Okay, so balance is a little bit of an issue here. I don't think that is a problem with the figure, the manufacturer, whatever. That is just the way that Figmas are. Okay, there. From a standing position, that looks pretty fine. I just want to, I want this knee to click just once in. Let's fit like that. Nope, that is also wrong. If we can get these legs just separate just a tiny bit there. Oh my god, I think we almost had it. Oh my god, this is really impossible. Oh my goodness. I'm actually hurting my shoulder trying to do this on camera. There, okay, there. That's good enough. Jesus. That was an ordeal for some reason. Don't know what was going on there. But there we are. There is our little Figma Goblin Slayer. Let's actually just try attaching this to the back. And it's it almost feels like it doesn't want to go in. Okay, it does. So let's have him in sort of like a jumping pose, like as if he is going to jump down on some unsuspecting goblins. Now that also doesn't hold up. Okay, so this thing doesn't work. I'm glad that we got all that on camera so that we could test that out. It doesn't seem to hold the weight of the Figma figure, which is probably partly due to the holes in it, but also the fact that this isn't a true and correct Figma. So let's see here, if we bring this shield in a little bit more, if we extend this arm out, if we put this up a little bit, if we put this head, turn it around, in fact actually I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and there, that looks like a much better pose. If the legs would just cooperate with me, just a second, oh my god. You guys see what I'm going through here, right? Okay, there. He is leaning a little bit further back than what I would like him to, but at least he is able to stand. Off camera I'll find a better pose for him than this, but for the time being, there we are. There is the Goblin Slayer. So to round up this little video, we're going to use the rotation gimmick right here, and let you all see a lovely 360 of him. Don't even think about it. I was trying to fall, but there he is. You can see that there's a lot of detail and artwork that goes into this that makes it look very, very lovely. I think the knee joints are just a little bit extended. There's a little bit of looseness in the upper body part, just this part here. So I mean, there's going to be differences. There's going to be little niches that aren't going to be exactly perfect that you would get from an actual official Figma, but for all intents and purposes, I think this looks very, very cool, and it's a very, very nice figure, especially for the price that was paid for it as well. So that is going to be it for this video, folks. I really hope that you all enjoyed. If you did enjoy it, please give me a like, share, and subscribe. And if you are subscribed, make sure you click that notification icon so you can see when more of these videos go up. And we will see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody. In fact, actually, just a little thing, very, very few 5 seconds at the end here. Just give me a little sign. I'm just going to pause. I found the club. There is the club. So the club really is nothing special, just a big hunk of wood. There you go. Okay, now that's the end of the video. We'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.